Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and today we're going to be reviewing the Vortex ammo that LighTake sent me. Unlike the Rival series, I actually have, I think, every single different Vortex blaster that ever existed, minus possible color variations, but I might even have all the different color combos at this point. But I've picked a selection for various reasons. The single shot one because, the inline clip one because I want to see if the ammo shape affects that. I'm going to be doing a stick mag, I'm going to be doing a drum, the big drum, the two-shot, the built-in magazine, so a little bit of everything because there is a slight shape difference between the original, the official stuff and the off-brand stuff. The official stuff is domed all the way around the edge. This comes to a flat bottom. It's also, the LighTake stuff is a little bit taller. Not by much, but enough that if you were stacking, say, 10 of them, it might make a noticeable enough difference to affect how things might feed. The construction is a little bit spotty. On some of them, the glue is solid all the way around, and on others, they clearly missed, and it's not glued all the way down, but you could re-glue it if you really wanted to. I haven't had any that actually fell apart in flight. I have taken these and used them in combat, and that's why I only have 10 of them left. A good portion of the stuff I had went missing with my Ravonix when it got stolen, so luckily I do still have 10 rounds of it, so I can do this test. So, let's go to the shooting range and see how well the discs fly. Okay, this time we're going to start with a proton firing standard Nerf Vortex discs. And now the LighTake discs. Hopefully I get any of these back. And now the fuse fire from its inline magazine. And now LighTake. And now the Diatron, which of course fires 2 at a time. I don't know what the chronograph's gonna think of that, but doesn't seem to have a problem with it. And now with LighTake ammo. Alright. Alright, now we're gonna try something magazine fed. We're gonna try a Pyragon with a stick magazine. And now with LighTake. And now the Pyragon again, but this time with the drum. Now with LighTake. And now the Ravonix 360 with the internal drum. Lovely. Alright, now for range and accuracy. The wind has picked up a little, which is going to affect Vortex more than anything else. But let's take a look anyway, starting with the proton firing Nerf ammo. And now LighTake ammo. Okay, the ranges were about the same. They came in about 50 feet. A few went a little further, a few went a little shorter. No real consistent grouping either way, because with Vortex, whichever way it banks is going to determine whether it goes left to right, so it's hard to actually get any kind of a grouping. But there you have it. Now the fuse fire firing Nerf. Now the fuse fire firing LighTake. Interesting. Alright, similar results, about 50 feet average, one a little further, one a little shorter. The LighTake ammo did seem to perform less well out of the fuse fire though, so. Alright, now the Diatron. And now with LighTake. That one actually had some noticeable differences. The Nerf ammo all banked to the right and was getting upwards of 58 to 68 feet in range, whereas the LighTake banked left and dropped much sooner and was coming in at 48 feet. So, there you have it. Now the Pyragon, firing from a stick mag. And now LighTake. Alright, similar ranges. They both came in at about 55 and about similar groupings. The Nerf darts do seem to have, I'd say, a more graceful flight pattern, whereas these ones seem, I don't know, heavier, which I believe they actually are. So there's the results for that. And finally, the Ravonix 360. And with LighTake ammo. The Ravonix is, as you may have seen in the video, remarkably consistent. They all banked the exact same way, and they all landed fairly close to each other. Downside, the LighTake ammo is green, and I wasn't able to find one of them because they banked into the only tall grass left in this alley. Hopefully they'll come out with other colors. I'd love to see orange. The Nerf ammo did fly a little bit farther, but only about 5 feet farther. The LighTake was grouping at 50, the Nerf was grouping at 55, so yeah, about comparable. Now for the fun one. Now we all know the true beauty of Vortex is if you get enough practice, you actually can bank rounds around cover, which is neat. If you're indoors, you can also bounce them off of walls, which is really cool. But they also have a beautiful feature that I refer to as spam fire, which is if you have one of the ones like the Pyragon with the drum, you can put out a ridiculous amount of firepower, and it comes out as this very unpredictable wall. So let's have a look at that. We're going to be doing 10 Nerf rounds and then the 9 remaining LighTake rounds that I have. Gosh, that's fun. All right, once again, the LighTake came in a little bit shorter, but not a lot. A couple of them went as far as the Nerf ones did, and the Nerf ones had a slightly better grouping, but the ranges differences are only coming into about 5 feet of difference on average, so they're not that bad. They don't seem to fly quite as smoothly, and I suspect that's part of the aerodynamics of the design. They've got a sharper bottom. This one's got the rounded bottom. They also don't have quite as smooth a top. And they do, I suspect they're a little bit heavier. I don't have a scale capable of actually measuring, the exact distance or difference between these, but that's my guess, and it's popping in and out of focus. I apologize for that, but what are you gonna do? Focus! Focus! Anyway, there you have it. All right, the results are in, and not terribly surprising. The Nerf ammo actually did outperform the LighTake ammo, in my opinion. I think it's slightly more aerodynamically designed and a little bit more consistent, and I think that showed up. Not a huge difference. You're looking at 5 to 10 feet at most. They do seem to fly a little smoother as well. These ones bank off a little bit sooner, but other than that, the things that I did have concerns about is the LighTake ammo does appear to be a little bit taller and possibly a little bit wider. Maybe not. And so I was concerned that it might jam in the drum, so I filled it all the way in so that it could actually cycle into the multiple stages that it has, and it didn't. The difference in height compounded over, however many go into each column, didn't make that much of a difference. It also didn't affect being in the Diatron or the fuse fire or the stick mag, so it will fit in whatever you've got. So if you just want a boatload of the ammo for short range spam fire from a drum, LighTake ammo is going to be just fine for that, or for the Ravonix. I will put the link to LighTake's website that has these in the description. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, requests, put them in the comment section. And as always, thank you for watching.